Zombie apocalypse. Mic check, 1, 2. What is this? You're now tuned into Imperfect Sense right here on Unified Radio.tv. I'm one of four hosts, one of four opinionated brothers, one of four moderators of this podcast that we call Imperfect Sense, man. I go by the name of Eric E. Mr. Dawson, whatever it is you call me, I beg of you, please do not call me a midget. Even though I'm sitting up high a little bit, sitting a little higher than Flex right now. My little booster seat right there. My little booster seat. But to the left of me, I got the brother Conway with me, the bully. Bully in the streets, but the ladies at home call him a teddy bear. Andy's in the background, yell at the people, Andy. He's doing all the technical stuff. And to the right of me, I got the fitness guru right, well, I can't even get it out.
Yeah, flash y'all. Don't pay this.
I can't get it out. The checkerboard shirt is fucking me up right now. You know what I mean? Ooh. Because I got on a real authentic joint. You know what I'm saying? The money gang. But this is the crazy thing about it. If y'all never tuned into Imperfect Sense, we four brothers. This is like our male version of the talk, male version of you. We talk a lot of shit. We opinionated, but we have a good time, man. So look, if you're sensitive about your race, religion, gender, sexuality, and/or politics, this is not the show for you, because this is Imperfect Sense, and we're gonna say what the fuck we want the way we want to say it. And today we got a special guest with us, right? But before I introduce this guest, I gotta go back to the old school and play a joint that I still play to this day. He did this record. I'm a play the joint. I'm only gonna give y'all 10 seconds of it. Hold up. You know what I mean? I don't even know the last time he performed this record, but we're gonna throw it on. We're gonna throw it on. Hold up. Just let it rock. Gotta let it rock. Let it rock. You gotta let it rock. You gotta let it. That's why I don't know why he moved it. That's why I left it over there. You gotta let it rock. I still rock this joint. I ain't giving y'all no more. But look, y'all don't know who that is. It's the boy Banks.
That part.
A Maz On, Money Gang Clothing.
Yeah.
Artist, model, and all that good stuff. What's going on, brother?
What's rocking with you, big homie?
How you doing? You can hear us? Oh, we went on the pause. We went on the pause.
He went on pause.
You can hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, how you doing? How you doing? We good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Like I said, I'm wonderful, man. You know, God is definitely, you know, he definitely blessed me, man. I appreciate all the love, man.
No problem. Now, that's one of my joints that came out back in the day. If people don't know, before you got into clothing and everything, you know what I mean? You definitely was into music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And still into music. So before we get into the clothing, let people know, where did you get started and how you got started in music?
Man, you know, it always start from, you know, in school, beating on tables with your homeboys, you know, beatboxing, you know, making little things like that. You know, I sensed there was a part, you know, that's where it all started from, though. But, you know, as I got older, you know, just listening to different artists I like and looking up to certain people like Nelly and T.I. and people like that, man. And it's just like, man, that's something that I think that I might want to do, man. So I've been got serious with it, but that's when I really took it. And I was like, man, you know what? Let me go ahead and really rock out with this, man. And then I just put it together, man. K Swift believed in me. And then once she believed in me, man, it was all history from there.
Yeah, that was back in the day. Like, first of all, rest in peace to DJ K Swift. She definitely was taken from this world way too early. And really back in that time, like K Swift, getting a cosign from K Swift,
that shit was more than everything, because, you know, with her, man, like she's real picky. Like, she's real picky when it comes to a lot of things, man. Not just artists, not just, you know, just in general. And, you know, when one day, and I will never forget this day, man. And, you know, she kind of the one that really gave me my name for real. You know, people kept saying amazing. I'm like, nah, man, it's so common, man. I do something different. Let's break it down or something. So, you know, she basically gave me my name, you know, rest in peace to her. You know, I'm always going to be forever grateful with what she's done to me. But, you know, the day she believed in me, man, and you know, she told me, like, I think you need to take this serious. I think you can go far with it, because I was just toying around with it. And the next thing you know, man, when she told me that, man, that's when I really gained the confidence. I'm like, you know what? That's what it is. I'm going with it. And ever since then, man, it just been history, man. I just been, rocking out. She been putting me in the right places, and that's the kind of things that I miss today because, ever since she passed, bro, it wasn't the easiest road to get where I'm at now. But, I could tell you this, it kind of built a lot of confidence and a lot of things she taught me and that she ever spoke to me about. It's like, I use that now. And that kind of motivates me and that kind of put me in, it's like she's still here,
Right.
spiritually, bro. She's still helping me, bro. She probably right here, right now in them chair, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got like, to be honest with you, bro, I'm a little nervous right now. The reason why I say I'm never nervous. The reason why I say I'm a little nervous is because this is like the first interview that I've had in a while, touching on certain subjects of her and things, from my past and my music and things like that, because I've always stayed, low key and been doing my own thing. But, and I still yet, like it's still mind blowing, bro. So, but, long story short, man, I still look at it now like, you know what? She's still here. Push forward, do whatever you got to do, make it happen. Make me proud. I'm still watching you, bro. So this is an honor, man, for you guys, man. Put me on your show, man. I greatly appreciate that, bro.
Well, we definitely appreciate you too, and we appreciate her. Now, the whole situation back in the day, like, far as your music career, did you get a deal off of that?
Yeah, I had. What it was is, we had a listening party. I forgot the name of the club that we had so many OG clubs and shit. But we had a listening party where all the labels came down. And I ended up signing with Interscope. I signed with Interscope, and what went sour with that situation is when I signed with them, it was you know how the music business goes sometimes, man. In all businesses, you learn your lesson the first time,
Right.
unless you really got some real genuine people that really want to see you do good. You ain't gotta worry about shit. But you always learn your lesson and shit like that. And obviously, I had to learn the hard way. I had like I had like a $500,000 deal, something like that, and shit was all good. In my eyes, young artists just signed the deal. In my eyes, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's what's ready to happen. Boom, boom, boom. But I'm not seeing what happens behind closed doors and all that. So, at the end of the day, long story short, some people did me kind of dirty, bro. Kind of put me in a bad position. I was able to get out of. That's what I'm grateful for. I was able to get out the contracts and the bad fucked up shit. Now, to be honest, from what I told, things happen for a reason. Now, things is working out for me, and those people that did me kind of grimy are in a fucked up position now. I don't even want to speak on names, none of that shit.
Karma is something else. Like, the great thing is, like, I'm glad you confirmed that things went sour with Interscope, because I mean, me having one foot in the game, like I knew that, you know what I'm saying? I just need to hear it from your mouth, you know what I mean, from the horse's mouth, no disrespect, just to hear the truth, you know what I mean? Because I mean,
Right.
you were definitely bubbling back then, and the funny thing about that era and the pull that K-Swift had, like, she had a lot of record company pulls, so she was getting things done. She got things done for 2-3 other artists, like over at Def Jam and a few other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Young League.
Yeah.
Shout out to Young League and it, like, my bad, I ain't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, you good.
Shit, now, I'm anxious to keep the spilling shit now for real, but it's like, with her, man, like, people loved her so much, man, as far as everything, man, and that's why she had such great relationships with people, man. So it's like, I played my role. First it was Leak. She put Leak on, got Leak in position. He doing his thing and shit like that. And then that's when I came. I waited my turn, bro.
Right.
I worked my turn, and things really started just kicking off for us, bro. Like, we was doing 316 birthday parties and shit. Everything, man. And it was opening. We had the headline in the Baltimore Believe tours and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Remember that? We was fucking them block parties up, and opening up for big artists like Jeezy and Wayne and all of them when they came, bro. Like, shit like that. When I sit back and I visualize things like how it was, man. It just like I said, man, you know, just got to be patient in a lot of things, man. A lot of people want to be anxious to do so much. So, like I said, man, shout out to Young Leak, man. He, you know, he got his opportunity, man. He took advantage of it, man. Did some good things with that, and then that's when I came, you know, behind the Swift, man. So, like I said, man, we just been in, you know, she put us in a lot of great positions. Shout out to Interscope, you know, because not everybody over there was out to get me. You know, it was, you know, like I said, I ain't gonna mention no names, but because after that situation happened, the funny thing about it is some people from Interscope, and by me building my relationship with them, some of them people, they reached back out to me and was like, hey, bro, you know, I want to work with you directly, but they felt as though that, you know, they didn't want to cross any lines, but they was letting me know, like, bro, we still interested. We still want to fuck with you. You talented, bro. You dope. You got the look, everything. Like, we want to rock with you. But it was things behind the scene and how certain people was playing certain things, man, they kind of messed that situation up. So after that, man, I just was like, you know, it was what it was, you know, and, you know, I just was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to try doing things myself.
Yeah,
So,
and
and
that's the
then, you know,
best way
like
to
I
go,
said,
because
you can't.
a lot of times that's what happened in the business and dealing with artists is like you got people in the background, everybody got their own interest, and it's not in the best interest of the artist, and it usually makes everything collapse, which is bad because a lot of times when you catch that wave, especially you coming out of nowhere, like especially coming out of Baltimore, where it's like you're like a poppy seed size city, and when it comes to the market of music, you know what I mean. So for you to catch a wave like that, you know what I mean, and able to to secure a deal was a big thing.
Yeah, bro. Everybody know it's tough back home. It's like, you know, to get away first, you got to put out, you know, you got to put out some type of club record,
Right,
you know, in order to catch the end people first. That's like who today? Shout out to Take Bang. You know, he
right,
redid the bankroll shit. Motherfucker took off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at home, man, you gotta kind of it gotta have that club feel to it at first to get people's attention, and people, you know, realize who you are. And then
absolutely.
once people start realizing who you are and what your name is, then they start paying attention a little bit more. And then that's when you start hitting them with the regular records though. And then that's when, you know, all the other people start come hollering at you and like, hey, you know, when you got any more records like this, boom, boom, boom. So, but you know, it was pretty like back then, bro. It was, you know, and I didn't even think Post for the Camera was gonna do nothing. I just like, man, what's something that I think that a lot of people can really rock with? And I was like, shit, everybody always like taking pictures and shit like that. Everybody want to be in front of the camera. Fuck it. And
Yeah,
it was just how you got to put it together because it was the dance era around that time.
right.
You know, everybody wanted
Oh
to
yeah.
dance. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? So I put the video and shit I did when I had I opened up for it was a Marion and Marcus Houston and came down, you know, and Lil Mama was a part of the show as well. And it's on YouTube. I got it on YouTube. But that show right there, bro, and you can watch it and clearly see for yourself, bro. Like that's what really gave me the urge, like, nigga, run with this shit, man. Cause the response that I got from the crowd, the response that I got from everybody, bro, was like, yo, you know what? Let's go. Let's go. And then ever since then, bro, besides, you know, even though I may not have clicked up with that opportunity with Interscope, it still opened up a lot of other opportunities for me with other labels and other people. I just didn't jump to those certain, you know, those situations first because I was like, you know what? I mean, I learned from my first situation. Let me really pay attention. Let me read behind the closed doors and see what's going on with this and that. And then it was always, you know, it was tough to find another manager to do the right thing by me like she did and go about things the right way. So it was tough getting across that part first. So, you know, because people kept thinking that I was naive to the situation. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. You know, I was starting to understand certain contracts. I'm like, nah, like you know, some things you can clearly read and see, like, nah, that ain't right. Why
Right.
would I give you half of everything? Like, yeah, I write all my own records and everything. Like, you know, why would I? And so he tried to play me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do everything myself, bro. And then, like I said, to this day, man, you know, when I took that, I kept my faith in God. You know what I'm saying? And I just, you know, I used, you know, still the love and the presence of her. a Swift man, and I still feel it, and I'm like, okay, I know what's right and what's wrong. So, at the end of the day, I just kept that with me, man, and here I am, bro.
Bet.
So do you talk to any other next level artists?
Not on the I talked to Leak not too long ago. He doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? But as far as everybody else, Deuce Straight Dudes, it was only really a few of us that was actually signed to her. It was a bunch of only person, like I said, I only talked to Leak a little while ago. But as far as everybody else, like Deuce Straight Dudes and I think you can say Prince was a part of it too. Like I haven't really, chopped it up with those guys in some years, to be honest with you. And me, I hope them guys is doing good. I hope they still doing their thing, pushing forward. Like me, bro, I'm all about pushing the positive shit, man. I ain't got no ill will against nobody, none of that. Like I said, man, I keep my faith in God, man, and I just focus on what I gotta take care of, man. I don't really try to dwell on no old shit, so, but, like I said, I tried my first part. We did try to, a while ago, when they had something going for Swift, and I came back in town, and we did a down at Hammerjacks. They had like a big show down there. So we kind of, blessed the stage, all the next level artists. We did that shit again, and that was that, bro. Ever since then, man, I haven't talked to nobody.
Bet. So from music, then the ladies said that you look good enough to model, man, and then you start modeling. You get hooked up with TI's, a cool clothing line, and how did you jump into that?
Man, bro, like I said, I let God take care of everything, because it's funny about that. You're right. I never been a model. I didn't look at myself as being a model, but the thing is with that is I started working with this one lady. She was in Atlanta, and she was helping me. It was like kind of virtual type shit. Like I never got a chance to meet her, and that's the funny thing about it. I never got a chance to meet her or even talk to her. It was always through emails or text messages, which is kind of weird. But at one point in time, T.I. and they were looking for the face of his clothing line of Cool. So I was like, I don't model. I'm not doing that. She was like, why not? She like, what's the worst thing they could do is say no. They said, I think you got to look for it and the presence for it. Why not? So I said, you know what? Let me do it. I took that opportunity. And the crazy thing about it is they reached out to me email with everybody, that was involved, and said, if you want to sign up, you want to be a part of this, email this and that. So I sent them a couple headshots. I sent them my information, and out of the whole world, bro, they said, we're gonna narrow it down to 10 people. You got to a certain day to a certain time. If you don't get an email, you ain't make the cut. So me, I was like, I remember this shit like it was yesterday. Me and my lady, we was walking into the grocery store, and that time hit. It was like, whatever date it was, and it was like 4 o'clock. That time came around. I didn't get the email. I was like, oh man. I said, well, I guess I ain't cut it. 2 minutes later, bro, the email came through and said, congratulations, you made the final 10. And this is worldwide, bro. I was like, I showed her, bro. I was like a kid in a candy store, bro. I couldn't sit my ass down. I'm going in the grocery store to go grocery shopping, nigga. I'm forgetting shit, cause I'm just excited like a motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm beyond happy. I'm beyond grateful. And so basically what we had to do is, had to get everybody's votes worldwide of who's gonna be the face. And we had a whole week, bro. I was not sleeping at all, bro. I was up all night getting all of my friends who was online, like, bro, go vote, man. Here's the link. Go show love. Share it to your people. Show love, bro. I was literally not. I was taking Adderall and Red Bull, nigga. I was on go. That's how dedicated I was, bro. So I was like, I eventually got my little cat naps here and there, but I was like, at the end of the day, long story short, I got the email, and they were like, congratulations, man. You made the cut. You the face. So they the first time they put me on the train, because it was in New York when I did the shoot. So we wasn't far from it. They put me on the train sent me up there, put me in this, this nice ass place, the hotel shit by myself, food and shit, man. I felt like I was like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it give you that you made it feeling.
Yeah, but it also let me know it was a real appreciative feeling too, because I was like, I had my moment when I first got into the room, and this was the thing that made it much better. When I walked into the hotel room, the whole hotel was built like a fucking spaceship type shit. And I walked in, everything in the room was white. Nigga, I was sitting on a clown, bro. I was like, you know what, bro? I was like, the first thing popped my head, bro. I was like, thank you. I didn't even know who I was saying thank you to, but I knew it was for somebody because I was so caught up in the moment. But I went there, we did the shoot. My whole vibe with people, man. I'm easy to click with people, man. I'm a people's guy. I can just walk down the street and see somebody I don't even know and have a conversation with them and just, make them feel comfortable. That's just my type of vibe. So they was like, damn, I really fuck with you. And they gave me a whole package full of brand new cool shit, new jackets and all of that. And to be honest with you, that when I got there, they had delayed it a little bit, but when they rescheduled the date for me to come out there, when I finally went out there, it was because they said Tip was coming to New York. So when I was out there, I was getting fitted for the clothes and shit before we did the shoot. And next thing you know, Tip come in the room was like, yo, what's up with everybody? What's going on? And I'm in, I don't get starstruck, but like when you look up to somebody like him and Nelly, I was just like, I was stuck a little bit because I was like, damn, nigga, keep that shit moving. Shit like this can happen.
Right.
So I was in awe, bro. He came over to me like, you know how this nigga tell that it was had a bit, dog. I was like, yeah, nigga, what's up? Yeah. And he was real cool and mellow. Took a couple pics and everything. He was showing love. He said, yeah. And then after that, after we took the pictures that time and all of that, I did such a good job. So they say that they called me back 2 more times and took 2 more shoots later on in the year, like for each season. I did one. I think at that time I did one for like the fall and the winter. And then they called me back like, yo, we need you to do this spring, man. Cause I kind of rubbed them the good way, pause, and
thank you for the pause.
I was just like, yeah, pause. But I gave them, good vibes and shit, bro. And they just was like, man, that's what it do. We definitely fucking with you. And ever since that situation, that's what gave me that clothing feeling, that itch to do clothing. So I was like, all right, at that time I would just, modeling the clothes. They would always send me packages every other month, with pack full of clothes and shit like that, new jackets, new shirts, hoodies, everything. And then I built such a good relationship with them is that whenever Tip came in town, like even to DC or Virginia or Baltimore, whatever like that, my man, my guy hit me up and be like, hey, bro, we in town, come through. So wherever, they was at Tip, he had a show and he was promoting Heavy as the Head. I forgot the first part of the album and shit though, but the Heavy as the Head album and shit, he was doing the little promo tour with that shit and he pulled me through and then we did some shit with that. So it's just like things were starting to unfold for me, how it was supposed to unfold before all of the bullshit happened. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it was happening not with music just yet. It was like another door that was opening for me.
Right.
So sometimes, other doors got to open for you, in order, before you really get what you want to do, how you want to do it. And as far as the music, so like right now, like I said, shout out to Jessa Lawrence. And the good thing about that is because she's from the hometown. So that made it, it made it look even more better as far as that. And then other people showing love. So it's like, damn, this clothing is really doing shit for me. So I just went full throttle with this, but I still got the music pumping too. I'm working on new records right now as we speak. So while this shit bubbling, in due time, I say like the next few weeks, I'm dropping a new record. You know what I'm saying? So, but bro, like it's an honor, man. Like I said, it's definitely something to be proud of, and something that I know Swift is probably looking down like, bro, like, cause she always told me, man, and it was one specific time she looked me dead in my eyes, bro, and she was like, "You gonna be something one day, watch."
Yeah,
And most people be
she
like,
believed in you early. That's good. She believed in you early. Now the
bro.
thing about let me ask you about the clothing real quick. When you finally linked up with T.I., was it ever in the back of your mind like, yo, let me drop my CD off at this photo shoot and let them play it? You know what I mean? Did you play the music thing, or you just say, you know what, I'm gonna keep both lives separate? I'm here to model, so I'm a model, or am I gonna work my music in later in a
To
conversation?
be honest with you, bro, I didn't. The reason why I didn't is because by me being a fan of Tip, I pay attention to some of the shit he say. He's always said, one of the things he always said, which that situation played out, he said, there's a time and a place for everything. So when they brought me to New York to do the shoots and stuff like that, I said, I'm here to do the photo shoot.
Right.
I'm here to do the videos. I ain't gonna mention shit about my music because
Right.
I don't want to, rub them off the wrong way and say, oh, he's here for something else. Boom, 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 boom. Because they could easily probably replace you like that if they wanted to, you know.
Right.
So I just kept those two separate, bro. And I was like, you know what? Let me do this. So as time, and still to this day, I still haven't told them like, yo, I do music. But the thing about it is, I got so many of them, people even in that camp that follow me on IG that they see it. I shout out to my big homie Neil. I even sent them some merch and stuff like that. And he I just sent actually Tip and Tiny Letterman jackets or whatever. So I'm gonna see what happens with that. And like I said, the funny thing about it is when I told him, I was like, I say, yo, me being the face of his clothing line before, and they look at it like, damn, well, let's make this shit right. It's only right then. You support it and show love for his brand. We're gonna try to find a way to make this shit pop for you, as far as, even if it's just rocking the jacket and posting it on the gram, that's love, bro.
That's big
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? So it's kind of like it's like one hand washes the other. And people don't realize everything I gotta revolve around money though. Relationships cost more than money. Relationship is more than money.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, that whole situation, man, it was just like, and it's still there. I still got my relationships with them. Some of the staffs have changed, but at the end of the day, as far as that camp, man, I'm still grateful to be a part of, of the contacts and stuff, the people in that situation, bro.
So and modeling his clothing line, like you said, it made you want to get into clothing yourself. And if nobody is following your IG or paying attention to your brand, you getting a lot of well-known faces in your brand. A lot of TV personalities, you know what I mean, like that people see on a regular basis, and they definitely rocking your stuff. How was you able to make those connections?
Every time you ask me a question, bro, you know what I'm gonna say first. I left it in God's hands, bro.
Right.
And all I did was reach out. Like sometimes you might not reach that artist or that entertainer directly, but I've also built around them. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Smart man.
Yeah. So all I did was reach out and left it in the big man's hands. And next thing I know, here I am sending out merch. And and the thing about it is people people keeping their word. You know what I'm saying? So people keeping their word, when I send out the merch, next thing I know is like, all right, let me see what happens with it. Cause I sent something to some people, they didn't, they ain't do nothing with it. So I'm like, all right, I just got chalk it up as a loss. You gotta always take chances nowadays, bro.
Absolutely.
And if you don't take no chances, bro, if
you don't jump, you don't know if you can fly.
It's like I said, to this day, bro, I'm grateful for the opportunities I was presented, man. Cause I was real down and out after that situation with Interscope, bro. I was real fucked up. I was hurt, I was heartbroken and everything, bro. And it's just like I felt like but like I said, man, God puts you in certain situations, teach you lessons, put you in other situations. Like, look, this is what's better for you. So I'm never gonna question him. And right now, and I kind of see that. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Well, it seemed like you're a man of good faith. Like you putting God first, and letting everything else just transpire the way this is supposed to transpire.
I do, bro. You know, and a lot of people, when a lot of bad shit happen, bro, a lot of people just be like, they get real down and they be like, where you at, God? Like, why would you let me go through this or da da da? And we don't know, like, we can't see the future or we don't know what's gonna happen. Like, but at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you just gotta have your faith, man. You gotta really, you be like, all right, you know what? Maybe something else happening for me. And I started gaining my faith. And like I said, and when it came down to the whole Swift situation, because that situation, I kind of want to chop it up, about that situation, because it's like, when I wasn't able to make her funeral, bro, like it was a lot of shit that was said, and when you out of sight, out of mind, people believe shit,
right?
They don't give you a chance to really speak on that, but a long story short, like I had came, this is right before she passed. I came out to visit. I had a family reunion. I came out there to visit my family or whatever, and I drove. And I had on the way back, when I left from the family reunion, on the way back back home, I was like, the axle on my car had got fucked up. I don't know if I must have hit something, whatever, but it got fucked up. So I got stuck in Ohio. I had got stuck there. I had to get the axle fixed and all that shit. So that kind of hit my pockets a bit.
Right.
So I was like, not toot my own horn nothing, but I had a Lexus at the time, so that shit was fucking expensive as hell.
Yeah.
That shit took everything out of my fucking pocket.
Yeah.
So, cause when you dealing with that type of shit, bro, like you got to buy everything straight from the dealership. It ain't no going to AutoZone and none of that shit.
Right.
Picking up no parts. But I was like, I got stuck there. And me and my lady, she was pregnant with my son. So I was broke. So when people used to call me, one of my homies called me and was like, yeah, bro. I was like, man, whatever. I don't believe that shit. She ain't passed. Then my mother called me and I was like, bro, nah, what are they talking about? And then shout out to Test Me. I talked to Test Me and he even confirmed it. And then, I was like, you got to be shitting me. And it didn't hit me because I was stuck. I was in between Baltimore and heading home, and I was just I couldn't go nowhere. I had to wait till the car get fixed. It was like the weekend and everything, so I had to get a little hotel for the weekend and shit. So people was calling me like, hey bro, can you make it out here to come check it out? For Swift, they had a candlelight up the station and all of that. And I told them what happened. And some people were like, that's what's up. Like, hey, bro, I'll pay for your plane ticket and shit. I said, but what about my lady and my kid, whatever? My pockets was hit. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna keep it all G with you. I couldn't do nothing. Then I had to get the room and all that, nigga. I was barely doing it. So
you was just, you was just in a fucked up situation at a fucked up time.
Yeah, and I couldn't do nothing. So I was like, people were like, yo, we'll pay for your plane to get here. I said, well, what about them? Everybody got quiet. So I was like, well, I'm not about to leave her stranded in the middle of no fucking way with my, pregnant without kid and, no money. What the fuck do I look like? So you always could tell people that really had bad agenda for you. They would spread little rumors and shit too. People was out there spreading rumors up at the fucking candlelight and everything was like, everybody was asking because I was one of the big artists for Swift, as far as, next level. And you seen other artists there that was part, like you seen Leak there, supposedly you seen Deuce and other people. And my brother Steve's that I was always with, he was even there. So people would ask where I was, but you got the negative motherfuckers like, man, I don't know where he at, bro. And motherfuckers was spreading rumors talking about I was in Baltimore the whole time, that I just ain't want to come. So I had a bad name around the city for a while, and I didn't know nothing about it until somebody, told me. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, niggas say, you can't come to Baltimore. I'm like, what? Yeah, all right. So I went there, and I found out what the fuck was going on. The same, I ain't gonna speak no name, but the same motherfuckers that was spreading the rumors with the same niggas that was first one to speak to me. What's up, nigga? What's
it's always on? Like that.
You know how that shit go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how that shit go. This is some paid in full shit, bro.
Yeah, all the time. Absolutely.
But I cleared all that shit up though, man. But you know, when people realized what the truth was and shit, you know, but it's still to this day, bro. You know, and I come home to visit. I was supposed to come home this month for Thanksgiving, and you know, spend time with the family and you know, holler at some people. We could have did this shit live. When you asked me before, we could have did this shit face to face. But remember, I told you this whole COVID shit fucked up
Right.
everything. They invited people to stay home. You know.
Yeah, I got a
Can you
question
hear
for
me?
you though. Since it's gonna be on the same question, but for both parts. As you know, for younger viewers that's watching, far as music wise, was there any mistakes that you made that you wish that you didn't make through the process of your music career, and then when you got into I guess your clothing line and model, was there any mistakes for young people that's watching that's going down that lane that advice you can give them?
Man, I say, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say for the young viewers, man, I say as far as the music, you're gonna always have plenty of mistakes. You know, you gotta, you know, there's no running from that. You can try to limit your mistakes, but you gotta, you gotta pay attention and you gotta learn from them. You know, it's kind of almost, you want to make mistakes, to be honest with you. You want to make mistakes so that way it kind of builds you who you are. So that way, you know, as you get, you know, you're in the process of getting bigger and bigger. Like say you get a deal, if they come sign some of your artists right now, I'm like, hey, you give me 10 albums, I'll give you $1 million. From us that really know, pay attention to that shit, that's a bullshit deal. So it's like you don't want to have them do some shit and sign it like, oh, I get $1 million and I get to do my music. Oh, I made it, but you gotta give them 10 albums.
Right.
You know, so it's like you gotta really pay attention to shit, and you gotta have people in your corner that really wants the best for you, and does not necessarily mean it has to be family. Because family ain't all the way true either. Sometimes it be motherfuckers you met 3 weeks ago that'll keep you loyal more than somebody that you
Yeah.
know your whole
Sometimes your
life.
family, your first enemies.
Real shit.
Man, especially when you don't give them what you want. You know,
Absolutely.
when you don't give them what you want, and they think you know you got it like this, and you know living this whole super this and that, and at the end of the day, it's like, and you don't give them what you want. Next thing you know, they putting your personal business out there. They
Hell
telling people
yeah.
this and that, or making up rumors, and then they be like, oh, why would she or why would he lie? That's his cousin. Motherfucker, you know, it's more easier for them to believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So y'all just gotta pay attention to shit, man. Y'all really from the coming from yourself, you know, you gotta from you gotta realize how many people you even want in your circle. It's cool to have friends, families, and associates. You gotta learn to break them shits down. People that really be loyal to you, that really show you the good side of them, and that's what it really is. You keep them as family, man. Your friends, this motherfucker you go kick it with, chop it up here and there. Your associates, motherfuckers you knew, you ran into again, be like, hey, yo, what's up, my nigga? How you da da da? You gotta learn how to divide them, bro, because if you don't, bro, you can get tricked
That's
out on these
exactly what I
streets,
do.
man.
That's exactly what I do. I don't have too many like close friends. My inner circle is my inner circle. Like everybody else is associates. Like that's how I've been rocking. You know what I mean? Like
Got to, bro.
Now I got a question.
What up?
Being one of the first real big bank rockers, you hear me? I mean, like
who's the first one of the big
guys? Fuck you talking about? Mason already know.
But who got the shirt on today?
Hey yo,
You can't.
Oh, he got you, nigga.
See, I'm just going by off what he was talking about.
my cousin. I got pictures on. My man,
You got
I got pictures on Facebook.
I got mine on
tagging
now.
my guy. But look though, anyway, do you think your clothing line would have been the same if you were still home?
The success of it.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough, bro. And in a way,
I can answer it for you. I'm saying you hell no.
and you know what? I was leaning towards that. The reason why I would say that is sometimes knowing a lot of people ain't good either. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here, but that's your success came when you left. You notice every artist saying like it's hard to become outside, you're more accepted by everybody else because they look at you like you come from somewhere different.
Yeah.
And you know what always a ticket of me getting passed for certain shit. They hear my accent and be like it probably ain't as strong as it used to be by me, being around, but they were like, yo, you ain't from here, or you ain't from there. And they be like, yo, where you from? Like, I'm from Baltimore. They be like, yeah, we fucking with you. We like that. Girls will buy some shit, my merch, just because they like the accent and type shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So they be like, oh, he ain't from here. Let me get that. Let me rock that shit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people at the end of the day, man, I like I said, I was leaning towards that. I don't think it probably, it would have, because at the same time, you got so many people that also know you. They'll come knock on your door and shit like, yo, bro, let me get a free shirt. Let me da-da-da-da.
Right.
And it's not about, like me, I have no, this what I'm, matter of fact, speaking on that, bro. All three of y'all, bro. I want y'all to send me y'all. Eric, I know what size you wear, bro. I'm going to send all three of y'all shirts. You feel me? Love. I'm going to send all, y'all got to send me y'all size and shit because, at the end of the day, I know when it's right, and it's nothing, Eric, because you show love and you support and you bought a shirt. That's also showing me the sign like, yo, my man show love, and you got, like family members and shit. Like, say you selling a shirt for 25, I'm like, yo, I get to you for the 10. Like, you straight up like, all right, my nigga, boom. You sent that motherfucker straight, shoo, nigga, there it go, nigga, when I'm gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I love it when people, be a man of their word and they show love like that, and I just be like, that's what it is. So now, I know when to get some free shit out or not, and when it'll help me, as far as like, for example, when I sent the stuff to the people, when I just posted and shit, shout out to all American people that's rocking the shit. It just, sometimes when you give certain shit, other people can help you as well.
Right.
Like I said, relationships is more than money.
Right.
So like when Jess Hilarious rocked my shit, bro, and she made it, and I didn't even ask her to post it. Nowadays, when people post it on their page, they either post it on their story, or they'd be like, they keep
it up for 24 hours.
Yeah, but what they do is they post it on, some people when they post it, they ask you like, hey, you know what? I'm charging $2,500 to make this post on my page. You know what I'm saying? And she just was like, you know what? I'm not even charging. She was like, I'm gonna do it off love and shit like that.
Shout out to Jess.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jess. Because the funny thing about like starting a business, like I just said something about this on Facebook the other day. Like, if you really want to find out who your true friends is, start a business. You know what I mean? Start a business, because it's going to show you a lot about a person, and it's not even about them actually purchasing your products and services. It's just about the vibe they give you. Like, if anybody in this room started something, even if I don't want the product or the service, I'm going to help promote it. I'm going to tell somebody that's going to tell somebody. A lot of people don't do that. Like, they just won't do it. You know what I mean? The first thing about being a friend and supporting a friend's business is being the first person in line. No matter if you're purchasing, if you're promoting, you should be the first person in line to see what you could do for your friend business. And a lot of people don't do that shit.
Because they ain't your friend, bro.
At all.
It's obvious. Like, when I post shit, like I like when people post or they tag me and shit, like if I'm in a rush, like just now I was getting shit together, I was like, all right, I'll post this. I had a little bit of time because I was waiting, for us to get on here, whatever. But I don't mind, like, if somebody like, hey, yo, post this on your page, no question, bro. Like, y'all showing me love right now, being a guest on y'all show, man. So like, hey, bro, yo, post this on your page, bro. Hey, no problem. That's just me, man. You know what I'm saying? People showing love. So at the end of the day, man, it's like you got to be real careful of who people call your friends and family and shit like that. You just, it's crazy. We might got to it's I still get that support from home. It's still people that show love back at home. But I really think that, by me moving away, it kind of opened my, let me know, because a lot of people right now back home in Baltimore, like say somebody trying to find a significant other and they fuck on every other chick in Baltimore, every other dude in Baltimore, but like, oh my God, all these niggas ain't shit, these bitches ain't shit. It's the end of the world. Nigga, you can move, and that doesn't necessarily mean your destination has to be home. Like, this is always still going to be your home, but don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. And it's more world out there.
Absolutely.
It took a lot for me, you know.
Absolutely. Well, check this out. Check this out. Before we get up out of here, you know what I mean? Make sure you drop your information about where we can find your music, where the people can find your merch, and where they can find you.
Man, first and foremost, man, follow me on IG, man. The boy Banks, DABOYBANKS, no spaces, all together. I'm always on there. So like any type of information as far as music link, my SoundCloud, the boy Banks, you can type that in. YouTube, all of it's the same thing. But you know, Instagram and Twitter, mostly Instagram is where I really be at. So if you really want to get in contact with me, just send me a D back, you know. Anything y'all need, y'all want to order some merch, y'all want to check out some merch, just DM me. You can comment on something, I'll see it. Let me know what you need, what size you need, and I'm on it. Straight like that.
Bet. Well, I'll tell you this, man. We appreciate you for joining us on Imperfect Sense. You already know we're going to be big supporters of your music and your brand.
Definitely.
We thank you for sitting down, dropping these gems so we can go ahead and get them out to the world. And you know what I mean? Let everybody back home know, you know, that you're doing good and to support your brand like you supported us. You know what I mean?
Already. You already know, man.
So check it out, y'all. There's been another edition of Imperfect Sense right here on UnifiedRadio.tv. That's Conway. That's Flesh. I'm Eric. Andy's in the background. Yell at him.
Yeah.
And look, we see y'all the same time, same Unified channel next week. Peace.
All right.
Appreciate you, yo.
Appreciate you, King.